I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
I Have a Dream is a public speech that was delivered by American civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr. during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom on August 28, 1963, in which he called for civil and economic rights and an end to racism in the United States. Delivered to over 250,000 civil rights supporters from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. The speech was a defining moment of the civil rights movement and among the most iconic speeches in American history. Beginning with a reference to the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared millions of slaves free in 1863, King said,
"But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free."
57 years after Dr. King told us his dreams, the Negro still suffers racism in America. There was another dreamer who had a coat of many colors, and Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose, and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves stood round about, and made obeisance to my sheaf. And his brethren said to him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams, and for his words. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. And he told it to his father and to his brethren. And his father rebuked him and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying. His dreams did come to pass. For his dreams to come to pass, he was sold into slavery and ended up in Egypt, just like the Africans who were sold into slavery and ended up in America. Joseph ended up in prison, where he interpreted the dreams of 2 of Pharaoh's officers. This earned him an opportunity to interpret Pharaoh's dreams. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, In my dream I was standing on the bank of the Nile, when out of the river there came up 7 cows, fat and sleek, and they grazed among the reeds. After them 7 other cows came up, scrawny and very ugly and lean. I had never seen such ugly cows in all the land of Egypt. The lean, ugly cows ate up the 7 fat cows that came up first. But even after they ate them, no one could tell that they had done so. They looked just as ugly as before. Then I woke up. In my dream I saw 7 heads of grain, full and good, growing on a single stalk. After them 7 other heads sprouted, withered and thin, and scorched by the east wind. The thin heads of grain swallowed up the 7 good heads. I told this to the magicians, but none of them could explain it to me. Then Joseph said to Pharaoh, The dreams of Pharaoh are one and the same. God has revealed to Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good cows are 7 years, and the 7 good heads of grain are 7 years. It is one and the same dream. The 7 lean, ugly cows that came up afterward are 7 years, and so are the 7 worthless heads of grain, scorched by the east wind. There are 7 years of famine. It's just as I said to Pharaoh. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. 7 years of great abundance are coming throughout the land of Egypt, but 7 years of famine will follow them. Then all the abundance in Egypt will be forgotten, and the famine will ravage the land. The abundance in the land will not be remembered, because the famine that follows it will be so severe. The reason the dream was given to Pharaoh in 2 forms is that the matter has been firmly decided by God, and God will do it soon. Pharaoh's dream came to pass There was famine all over the world, just like there is a pandemic all over the world now. Joseph had gone from slavery to prison, and from prison to become prime minister over Egypt. His brothers came to Egypt in search of food and bowed before the prime minister, who happened to be Joseph. This was a fulfillment of Joseph's dream. The year was 2014 when I had the first in a series of dreams. All the dreams were the same. They started in the same place and they ended in the same place. Over the last 6 years, I have had this dream at least 13 times. In the dream, there was darkness, and in the darkness, the piercing sounds of sirens were going off. Armored tankers rolled through the streets and cannons boomed. I and my family ran through the bush to get away from the war and chaos around us. I will conclude this piece next week, but I'll leave you with the following. When God gives a dream, it's always beyond us. It's always bigger than us, simply because it is from God. There are always those who won't be happy about your dream or God's plan for you. That's life. Finally, God will fulfill His plans and purpose in His time. Next week, we shall make sense of my dreams, Joseph's interpretation of Pharaoh's dreams, the coronavirus and the current state of affairs in Nigeria, and also in America. God bless you all.